Alright, so here we are at Headwaters Kayak Shop. Slow in here today. So I wanted to show you guys how I'm going to rig up this Frontier 12 for a customer. Basically, this is what you're seeing here is a basic boat. 2 seats, adjustable slide tracks that run the whole length of the boat. Nice dry storage with a dry bag insert, and that pops out so you can still access underneath there. Spot for a trolley motor, square back for a trolley motor, and then a couple of scuppers under the seat there. So, pretty cool boat, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to make this bass boat for a guy.
The first thing we did was turn the seat over and install the swivel seat base on the bottom of the NuCanoe seat. Next, we slid in the NuCanoe swivel seat onto the NuCanoe base.
Okay, so what we've done now is installed a Yak Attack mighty mount, this piece right here, and then we've attached their 1.5 inch screw ball, slides right into the mighty mount on a T-slot and cranks down like this. Okay. With that, we use what we call a backer plate, which has some threaded inserts here, and it fits inside the hole and sandwiches everything together for a really tight, secure fit. So we're going to be installing 4 of those on these pre-placed squares that NuCanoe puts on the boat. So I went ahead and took a 1/4 inch drill, drilled my 4 holes, and now what I use, use a lot of different silicone. What I use is shoe goo. Sticky, it seems to work really well. And I just put a dab on each one of the holes I just drilled, like so. Take my mighty mount and drop it into place, and just go from the back side here and thread them on. Okay, so now we're at the back of the NuCanoe, and we're installing again the mighty mounts in the backer plates. This is kind of a cool install because there's no access behind the boat. So we use a little tool called a rigging bullet, made by Yak Attack. Basically what we do is we drill the holes, we drop this little piece of all thread through the hole, and we slide it with I use about 20-pound test line, slide it to the front of the boat where you can have where the front access hole is. Drop this through, thread on the rigging bullet on the nut, and then with the fishing line I pull it back through up underneath and set the other 3 screws in. So really awesome. It allows us to do a lot of really neat applications in these boats without having to reach our hand on the backside. So pretty cool. We'll show you the finished product.
So here we are dropping in the rigging bullet through the hole. We then slide that to the front with the fishing line and install it through the backer plate and put the nut on. We pull it back through the original holes, line up the other bolts, and screw it down. Just like that. I mean, pretty simple install.
So in this particular application, we're gonna put in a casting bar on the NuCanoe. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a couple of these T-slots. Those are gonna slide right into the NuCanoe track system, and you can see how I have it over here. Basically, this piece is gonna mount right onto those guys, and then those attach with a couple of T-bolts, so it's quick on, quick off, easy install. Okay, so here's the finished product for the standing bar. You can see it's got a little triangle there where the paddle can rest quietly, so you can stand up, lean against the bar, stow your paddle. And it just has a quick release carter pin right here on either side. You pop that out and the whole thing folds flat out of your way, which is pretty cool. And NuCanoe makes it really easy to install trolley motors. Basically, they got the square stern transom mount, and you see right in here there's a space for a battery box that fits right in there, and a strap that goes over the top, and then this little piece just holds onto your handle, and it's basically a little extended throttle. So it's got a push pin and you can extend it out about 2 or 3 feet. So you can run and direct your trolling motor right from your solo seat position here. Now we're going to install an anchor trolley system. And we use a Select Design anchor. I like it because it clips on, clips off with this carabiner here. It allows you to run the trolley the majority of the length of the boat here. On the NuCanoe, they recommend 10 inches from the stern and about 12 inches off the bow. So I went in and took the liberty of installing this pad eye and showing you guys how it carabiners onto this pulley here. That allows the system to pull real smoothly. And now we're going to go ahead and run the cables and probably add a couple of support eyelets along the way so the trolley doesn't want to flop around. Okay, so we went ahead and finished installing our anchor system here. You see the pad eye with the pulley. And we added a couple other pad eyes along the way. NuCanoe says place them just on the opposite side of this little cleat there. So it runs pretty clean. NuCanoe comes with the stock built-in little anchor system for you to run your line through and keep the trolley from moving on you. And that's it. So now you can anchor off the back, and then that same pulley can slide your anchor all the way to the front. The other thing I like to do on our anchor systems, the Select Design doesn't come stock with this, so I usually add it on, is adding this little clip that clips onto the ring here. That way you can pop it off and you have a loose line here that you can use as a bow line. So if you're walking up in some mud or whatever, you can use this to pull your kayak up onto shore. So kind of a simple idea, but it works really well. I also use it if I'm fishing in any sort of currents and I want to wait a little bit. I just attach this line to myself, and that way my kayak's connected to me, staying straight behind me in the current and not drifting away. So one of the things I really like about how John's actually setting up his boat here is he used Yak Attacks instead of your normal ram base. So pop off the key slot here, and say he's fishing in the solo position and these rod holders are too far up for him to reach. He can move this setup right onto the track system, which could then slide back, and just as easily have his fish finder or something like that mounted in the same spot as that rod holder. So it just gives you a ton of options with the Yak Attack systems, the track systems, and all the Mighty Mount options.
I'd like to add that the whole thing was filmed on a Yak Attack panfish that we attached to either the tracks or the Mighty Mounts throughout the rigging process.